whoa, okay. And I've basically found myself in that position. Well, I've basically cultivated that position from then on. It took me a couple of years ago. I was quite young, 21, 22 at the time, and I took 2 years off. Well, did a BA on the side, worked in a hospital, laundry department. That was good. And then I decided to go back, but this time I had something up my sleeve, and I wanted to show you what that was. So I knew I was going to get the same treatment. I had a little mark above my head, but regardless of what they were going to do to me, I knew I was going to do this work here.
Do you want the lights down a little bit?
Yeah, that'd be great. So imagine this, I've gone back to art school, nobody wants to have a bar with me, don't have anything to do with me. So I made sure that I aligned myself with one radical teacher in the school, and it was Andrew Drummond. And I saw him twice in 2 years. And the first was just a spitting match, and the second was when he invited me to show this work to the entire sculpture department, in order to ridicule my lack of understanding about the nature of sculpture. I stood there quite happily taking his bio, because I knew it was a good work, and I had moved the discussion past this little pasture of students and into the broader public. And I think, again, it's a theme that I've continued to pursue, that of going straight to the people, like bypassing the press and the administrators of institutions, working with some as well. I mean, it's not a clear divide, but definitely making sure that you're trying to talk with people that normally don't want to listen to what you're saying. I think that's what communication really is, where it becomes really sharp, is when you actually succeed at talking to someone who really doesn't want to listen to what you're saying. But anyway, I had this idea of my sleeve. It took 2 years to pull off, but this is the Channel 1. This is budget night, 1997, Channel 1 Moons. Cool. Oh, right, I'm getting sound. You go to the screen. Where's sound? Alright, I've changed your... Damn. And we just watched the video, and I'll tell you what she's saying. She said to Bart, he's a man on a mission in the name of art. Oh, hello, can I leave a note on your light switches? Like any creation, it's labor intensive. A 13-story office block. This is the final reminder for its workers to leave the lights on. Uh-oh, they have forgotten. This is not good. Obligatory Pink Floyd soundtrack overlaying this montage. Oh, this part's quite good. I remember I was reading a book by Paul Schubert, and he was talking about cities of the future that would lend enchantment to the night. City colours of glass and steel. And I thought I'd take that idea and just see where those glass and steel ideas of the future actually existed now. He wrote that in the turn of the century, like 18th century. And so I was looking at where the enchantment, where was it? I've tried to unite 13 different businesses with one artistic vision. It took 2 years for that. Observers may think the occupants are working late. What's going on with that building? And then this guy said, oh, all the lights are on. Expensive though. I'm paying for all this. It costs out of my pocket $140. Compared to paint and canvas, it's pretty good value. Shine on, you crazy guy, I'm Pink Floyd. You know, I'm crazy on that. 6 a.m. and the artwork's still shining. A work of art while the city sleeps. Jane Jennings, one minute. So if I can just go back to that last little image there. Now this was, it's really hard to see. It looks so much better on my screen.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's terrible. You should have seen that. Let me go back even a little bit more. It's really great.
That was you.
Like it's a great, I don't know what that's called, but montage, yeah. So what we've got here, I don't know if you can see this, there's a Kodak sign at the top.
Oh, right.
Okay, so all these became photographs, and what was fascinating about this building is that it had 3 different lighting systems, and so it had your yellows, your blues, your slightly greens, and they had, you could, because of the style of architecture, you could look right into each off-working space. You could see the photos of the family on the corporate desk. They were basically all corporate lawyers in that building. That's why it took 2 years to get, because the top floor refused to participate. Even though the building owner agreed, and that was a coup in itself. And that came down to just some very skillful people writing a beautiful letter. It just had real good charm about it. So I didn't write it.
Sorry, you were with the cleaner.
Hmm?
Were you with the cleaner?
Oh, no, I lived in the area. I lived around the Michael's building, but yeah, it was very interesting to see architecture. It became a black, what are those?
Obelisk.
2001 obelisk? Yeah, monolith. And then at night it would sort of reveal these little scenes, and I was studying photography at the time, and one of our original complaints of the photography department was operating this incredibly old-fashioned idea of photography. I mean, everything had to be printed and put under cardboard, pasteboard and things like that. And it's like, what? Photography is drawing. It's just another pencil in the knapsack. Why she wouldn't be, treating it like some turn of the century salon painting? I don't know. It was very strange. But so I used this as a wedge to just remind them that yes, this is photography, it's sculpture, it's an event, it's site specific, it's political, it's budget night, it's about massive art. It's the largest sculpture in the Southern Hemisphere. There's all kinds of angles there that we're opening up doors, not trying to shut down and trying to worry about, let's stay in the tradition of some certain old-fashioned, boring thing. So I had this up my sleeve. I went back and looked at it, and I was out of art school. From there,
When you say you were out of art school, do you mean you graduated?
yeah. To be honest, then I went back and did my master's. Oh.
Hang on,
This is undergrad. This is Canterbury University.
This is after you've been kicked out.
This is after I went back. This is I jokingly call this is the year I peaked, 1997. But in some ways it's true. So you can see here, these are the shows I've had since. Quite a few galleries there. I'm quite happy to talk about anything, but if there's anything anybody wants to see, I can do that as well. Yeah.
Do you think you chose a specifically really conservative art school as a for your ideas? I mean, if you'd chosen a fairly radical art school, what your ideas had?
What is a radical art school? What is that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But did you deliberately choose one that
I knew that
conservative values?
Yes, I heard the way that Canterbury was marketed to me as a high school student was it was a place where it had a kind of an intellectual rigor. Right. It had a traditional debate, and that's definitely something I was attracted to, as opposed to Elam, supposedly more commercial. well, there are departments, literally with canes. You know, if you step out of line or you didn't buy the most expensive brush, that means you didn't care enough.
Right.
Bam! You know?
Yep.
You're not, you know. So I was shocked because I thought art school, you know, I busted the balls to get into art school and, you know, put up a lot of shit that you do at high school to get there. And then to arrive and be told not only that 30% of you are going to be cold, so, you know, you're trying to make friends, you're trying to hang out, and suddenly that friend becomes an enemy because you have to compete with them to get a place to stay in the school. Not only that, the atmosphere of, oh, we're all in this together and let's, you know, question and experiment was gone. It wasn't that. It was all about maintaining positions. And that was a real shock. And it's still a shock today. I mean, I'm like a one-man band going, what are our schools doing? Saying that, it's great they exist at all. Like, so it's that, how can you dare complain when it so happens to exist at all? And I'm saying, well, you can.
But do you think that has enriched your art practice, that combative, sort of like conservatism?
Well, that's why I wanted to bring up this, is that this combative part of my practice is just a part of what I do.
Yeah.
It's definitely the part that gets me riled up and I get to feel this, you know. But there's a lot of meditative practice as well. For example, let me just jump into something here. My father needs to get over it. Well, this quiet, contemplative, grand tradition of landscape, where, you know, they are bed sheets. What amused me is I organised to do this show on the same night, same time as I did the Wells group, which was, you know, dirty, nasty politics. You know, that's a flannel sheet. Oh, it really doesn't come up well. But
You pull it green and it will make a difference.
what?
Yeah.
These are second-hand sheets. Sewn together professionally. This is 4 meters by 2.5 meters. This is flannel, this is like a knot polyester knit. This is stain, this is fluff. But there's a taut tension to the surface as diet. I don't know who has the privilege of having a bed made, or when you go to a hotel and have a clean start sheet. There's a joy, there's an immediate tactile, both bodily sensation and intellectually just relate to that taut surface. And then there's the whole tradition of, you know, the vertical, horizontal, Jackson Pollock, etc., tradition, taking the horizontal and putting it on the vertical tradition of painting. And the way that this has been written about is it painting or is it sculpture or installation? And for me, it was simply, Gambia was an artist co-op that I belonged to for a few years. And it was just a single room, a very small room. And what I thought was quite funny is that these were so huge, there was not enough room to hang them all. So it was like a storage bag. And they were waiting there, but at the same time it kind of played on the idea that these grand landscape paintings, these were, I'll show you some of the gesture versions. They were all landscape paintings of Mount Taranaki where I was living at the time. And I actually did them plein air, which means actually facing the mountain and actually painting them. mean, if you go on YouTube, if you go on Gambit, there's YouTube clips of me performing both the painting and the installation. Oh, there's I mean, you can see the gestures. Oh, kind of the gestures. But really, I mean, they were wild, expressive paintings. They were about not painting the top of the mountain as a mark of respect to Māori ideas of that was a sacred, the idea of not depicting something, because you want that mystery. You need to not know the top of the mountain. So I concentrated on the body, the floating mass of the body. You can see it again here. This is actually the first one I did. And when I do paintings, I always do them in series of 10. Because I really like that idea of repeating something and trying to get it completely done, trying to get it all out within a certain limit, and then that's it. I mean, it's not that, because I still want to do another 10, but that's all right. I can do maybe I'll use a green series or something, but it's a really nice limitation to give myself, and they were great fun to do. And I actually did them on this hill overlooking where I was living, and directly in front of the mountain, and the sea behind me. And I'd always do it at sunset, and I'd have all the dog walkers walking by and the children, and it was a great time. But the reason why I started doing them was, one, I did this painting bored one day, and I made a little movie about it. Again, that's on YouTube. And then with my partner, we were both starving on the welfare. Because when you're a couple, you're treated as one financial unit, and we suddenly were receiving $200 less a week, and you can't eat on that. So she said, well, look, why don't you go out into the public and start painting scenes and try and pop one off, do one of those a day. And I was like, that's such a good idea, but I had some rather large balls or ovaries to do that, because it's very performative. So by the time I actually whipped up enough guts to do it, I was at this ridiculous scale, and I had all these intellectual pretensions about what it was all about, and I kind of lost the audience by that stage. It wasn't like cute little scenes of city life, which, that's probably a bit more.
Did it work? Did you manage to hock some off?
I sold this entire show on Trade Me. The name of the show was Humiliated, because again, it was quite humiliating doing it in a way. It was that humble public performance, but also I knew that no one was going to understand or grasp it, and also at the same time, I knew the show was going to be a Tao Wells script, which I knew I was going to get absolutely crucified for. So, I eventually put these on Trade Me, and I'm not bought. I'm not bought by any collections, any institutions, any private collections. They have my work. They're storing it. They just look after it. They don't buy my work. They don't commit. I'm not part of the infrastructure. I'm not part of the economics of New Zealand art. And that could be either my downfall, or I can actually use that somehow. Because somehow my work is not about money, and that's kind of interesting. There's another kind of discourse going on. Maybe it will be about money, but at the moment it's not.
How come you put them on Trade Me? Is that like a discourse?
Well, I put it on, there was two things. One, yes, it was a discourse, because I thought, here I am making all this noise, people know who I am. Normally that's a desirable thing for an artist, yet no one's buying my work. So let's have a look. Here's some really cool paintings. I think they're amazing, obviously. They fit into a lot of interesting ideas. Let's see what the market thinks, right? It's an auction. $4. I sold all 10 paintings for $4.
$4 each?
No, $4.
For 10.
So I was humiliated. However, I got them off. I finally sold some. So
do you know who bought them?
Yeah.
And do you know what their motivation was? Or
fairly noble.
Right.
Actually, they're fans.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were stoked.
Did you pay for postage?
What?
Did you pay for postage?
Well, that was the trick. That was why I put it on. That was one of the reasons why I had to do it all of a sudden, put on trading, because the gallery closed. I lived in Plymouth. I was broke. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get there. They're huge. Like, one of the main things about these works is they're actually sculpture, very sculptural. A lot of the work you can actually see through and see the framing. The framing is insane. You know, I had a skill saw and a bunch of wood that I'd stolen, hundreds of dollars of wood, and I just, you know, crazily. I mean, I did taper the edges, so they had a slight, proper painting frame, but they were rough and they were wobbly and crooked, but solid. But they had a really physical theatre backdrop kind of, you know, do-it-yourself style, and.
If you sold them,
I couldn't transport them. That was my problem. I was stuck, and the gallery was shut down. And what was I going to do? And everyone had gone overseas, and I was not in Auckland. I couldn't get to Auckland, so I had to.
Did they stay in Auckland?
Yeah, they're in Auckland.
Whereabouts?
I don't know.
if you sold them at like $4, do you think the person who bought them for the wood or bought them for the art?
I actually, yeah, the wood is worth a lot more. Let alone the sheet. All I know is that the guy that bought them is a friend of a guy that's a bit of a fan of mine, and was a flatmate. So he knew about a lot of the discussions that were being had, and that's enough for me, you know. I mean, it pisses me off. I am humiliated, you know. This work for me should be feeding me for a few years, but instead.
Isn't that the age-old debate, though, of paintings? Existed for hundreds and hundreds of years. I should be getting fed, but I'm not. And I'm going to do a did.
Because in some ways,
it's just a reality.
In some ways, you're feeding off the rejection, are you? I mean, that's sort of part of your position, really, isn't it?
I think there's an interesting idea there that I've become a symbol, and I maintain the symbol of rejection. You know, like I play out a role of the court jester that doesn't have to be successful because I maintain the position in the mechanism of not being successful.
So if someone paid $100,000 for those, you'd be eating mighty well, but your art career would be ruined.
Well, I don't agree. I mean, that's the tragedy of what I feel like what's going on here. That when people say, well, you don't want to sell your work. I mean, look how crappily you made it.
Yes.
I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, I'm saying it. Are you kidding me?
Do you think that if you had put $100,000 on it, people that nobody would have said that to you?
I do put $100,000.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Yeah. It was prize POA. Yeah. There's people. Yeah. And before this, I had a drawing show where $3,000 drawings.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did you sell it?
No.
He just said he doesn't sell.
I don't sell.
But you just know.
Here's the thing. I don't sell, and yet I receive government funding. I'm written about. You know, I've got all this kudos.
Yeah.
But no one buys my work. Yeah. Is that my fault? Am I failing? Or what's you know? I love you can detect this faint yellow glow, the gold glow of the stained sheet. I love that.
It's kind of interesting that you can have a show at Peter McLeary's and you still can't find someone to buy your work.
Yeah.
Actually.
Well, I write about this. The show, that's a very good point. Let's have a look at that show. Yeah, let's have a look at it, because that's a very good point, and I can talk about that.
People bought your books.
I did sell some books. So here we are at Peter's,
sheet as well?
Now, this is the installation that we actually collaborated on. It was going to just be a book launch, and it wasn't going to be a proper show. But then we collaborated on this little floor work, and it turned into a proper show. And it actually, he said that, I sound a bit, worshipping at the altar of Peter. But the problem is that the way that he works is so personal. He draws you into this. He's like the host, and you're the cardinal wanting to take his position. So you have to love the guy, and I do. I really respect his personal rapport with people, and he will, no matter who you are, he will make time for you and try and show you smart. Because for him, his art is a communion of something. It really is. It's something that he needs. If he doesn't have this, he gets depressed. He still gets depressed, but his gallery is like a shrink's couch / tomb of the grand saint. He lies on his couch and he's like in his element, where he's protected from the shit of the world. So there's a holy kind of thing for him. I really appreciate that myself. I mean, you go to my show at Light and Beams, I'm not overtly saying, but I am asking you to take your shoes off before you go into the play. So, well, no, just I like that crossover, that threshold of moving from just the everyday into a place where you're kind of tiptoeing. Okay, so this is something he printed up. I didn't, it's something he associates with me. I don't know if anyone knows this movie. I highly recommend it. Okay, so, and then what we ended up showing is this little book, and my friend's bottle work, which I won't get into right now. Now these books are, actually I probably have one I can pass around. They're entitled Art Aristocracy. They're little passport-like books. And it's about a grand hypothesis